Mr. Dalton Ashikoto, where are you? Mr. Dalton Ashikoto, where are you? Where are you?
Can you see me, my brother? Mr. Moroki,
Mr. Dalton,
are you there?
I can
I'm glad we finally connected. All right, let
can you hear me?
me try something quickly. Just hold on.
Your network is bad, my brother. Hello.
Better?
Your network
Is
is
it better
very.
now?
Your network is very.
Yeah, I have a 5G from MTC.
It's very very bad now.
I've got 5G. Maybe it's yours.
Mine is a 6G. Never came out, but yeah.
Away.
Yeah.
Anyway, shall we proceed?
So how have you been?
I've been all right, my brother. How are you, man? Thanks for making
Excuse
time
me?
in your... I've been good, my brother. Thanks for making time.
Hey. Oh, okay, thanks, man. I think when you're moving too much and touching the phone, I think I
Yes,
because for
I'm
me here,
trying.
my thing is nicely, but yeah.
Are you able to record? Oh, all right. Let's see if you can hear us.
I can hear you clear.
Yeah. All right. Moroki, thanks so much for joining me on this first debut, first episode of At Home with Dalton, where we want to talk to different creatives and people in different
Yeah.
industries to try and
Yes.
inspire fellow Namibians and others around the world.
Oh, do I inspire?
Thank you very much. Yeah, so I think we're running out of time. Let's start with straight to the point. I wanted to find out a little bit about the dog and KingTeeDee. Who are these guys?
Excuse me?
Who is KingTeeDee or the dog? Formerly known as the dog, KingTeeDee. Can you give us the difference between these two guys?
Oh, okay. It's very simple, man. There's three people, anyways. Three people. The first one was Martin Moroki, and then
Mr.
he
Morocco.
became, then he became the dog, and then became TD. So the difference is that the dog was this rough guy, very very rough, and full of too much energy. Talks too much. He all does that, and
Right.
he was a musician. He was a musician, and
Right.
his music was more of street. You see, a lot of people that are corporate couldn't relate to him because of that roughness in him, like street type. But luckily, he had the streets to back him up. That's why he's standing. That's
Right.
why the KingTeeDee is. KingTeeDee is more of. I'm still trying to explore who KingTeeDee is because it didn't really get out that much, you know. Because I'm still
Right.
KingTeeDee is still in the making.
Right. So the dog was the Kwaito guy. The
Yeah, I
Kwaito
would
guy.
say KingTeeDee. It was more of a Kwaito guy. It was more of the of the street guy, you see. So they don't give a damn guy.
Right.
If there's something you can, if you Google him up, you find these stories, of the dog,
Right.
how bad he
Right.
was, how good he was. Yeah.
But we love the dog. Why the transformation?
Why the transformation? I feel like, as you grow, sometimes you grow out of things that you did when you were a kid. So when I was a
Right.
kid, I was more into um, partying too much. I would say I had a lot of girls, if I cannot lie to you, I was more into those things, partying, having girls. I know my wife
Amen.
is watching this. You see,
So
yeah.
that's
So I was that kind of guy, you understand?
right.
And
Right.
I feel
Okay.
like
Now,
as I grow in having kids, I wanted to change a little
yes.
bit, just for my kids' sake, for my kids' sake.
Yes. Yes.
You see,
Yes. Time to
and my
grow.
wife's
It's time.
sake too. You understand? I need to I had to clean my image, because my kids are now at school. One
Mm,
is in grade 8. I didn't want them to be reading of the
mm,
dog is that bad, that people used
yeah.
to. So you see, so otherwise the kids will be
Yeah.
teased at school. Your father drinks too much. Your father was in jail. Your father was what? Your father was what? I didn't want that image. You
Absolutely.
see, yeah. So I wanted to come
Absolutely.
out clean. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. I guess the dog had to grow up, right? So we all had to grow up at one point.
The dog had to grow up, so he grew up and then he got baptized to
That's
King
right.
TD.
That's right. Okay,
Yeah.
now the king is here.
Mhm.
So let's talk about
Yeah.
your hustle. I mean your as the dog, you had this coin,
Mhm.
this phrase called respect my hustle. But it was more
Yes.
based on your work ethic and your hustle.
Yeah.
And you're out there doing your thing and hustling, etc. So tell us a little bit about your hustle, your business portfolio. What does it entail?
When I said respect my hustle is I wasn't only talking about me. It's everybody that is hustling, whether you sell kapana, whether you're a taxi driver, whether
Right.
you are a student. A student also you hustling, to make it somewhere there in life. You understand? You're hustling whatever you're doing. You understand to be. So it was just for everybody that is hustling. Especially for us that do music in the past. People used to
Right.
underestimate us. You see.
Yes.
When you pass by, they just look at you as if it's just this guy just does music. So for me,
It's
I
quite the
was like,
boy. What?
uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, respect my hustle, everything that I do. You understand?
Right.
At least I'm trying to survive. I'm not stealing. I'm not doing anything. I'm just using my God-given talent. And
Yeah.
probably if you're a good mathematician, that's a talent also that you got somewhere. And why can't you respect me just like I'm doing mine? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You wanted to make it clear, which you're into business. You must
I
respect
mean,
what I do. You respect what
yes,
I
yes,
do. Take it
exactly. Yeah.
seriously. This is serious
Yeah.
business in a sense, which is
Yeah,
good. No,
not to
that's
underestimate, not to underestimate what I'm doing. Respect my hustle, everything that I do. I've got a purpose. I've
100.
got a mission. I've got
100.
yeah,
And at the same
yeah.
time, you wanted to inspire those who are doing whatever they do to take it seriously.
Exactly. Because yeah, because sometimes people give up when people laugh at them. You understand? For example, if you say, I wrote one day was it 2 weeks ago, and I said, my dream one day is to employ over 100 people, and some people will laugh at you like, yeah, you are joking. I started without employing no one. Manager came in. That's me employing him. That is me giving him money. Uh,
Yeah.
I started employing people here, the clothing line. My club, I've got the people you understand that work for me.
So
So,
so so
it's
you employ about 100 people now already.
no, no, no. I said my dream
Oh,
one
okay.
day.
Okay, no, but it's gonna
My
happen
dream one
soon
day.
for sure.
For now, I've got
Okay.
about 10 people only. I've got only
Okay.
10 people now. You see. Yeah. So
Okay.
100 minus 10 is what is 90. So 90 to
It's
go.
90. It's gonna get there very soon.
Yes.
So
You
you have
see,
you have
although
diversified
some
in
people keep laughing that it's not possible.
Okay, so you're doing clothing, you said?
Yeah. At the moment in time now, I'm concentrating more on apparel, on clothing.
Right.
You see, because most of my time I was more into music. I left music like 4 years ago. The last time I released an album was 2016, 2015. And I decided just to push the Mshasho brand. That's why today it is now one of the admired brands, because I've just focused on one thing for a while, yeah. So I wanted to give it more quality, yeah.
Right. And your club, you aren't you into aren't you running a club somewhere in the north or somewhere?
Yes, I've got a club. The club name is called the Vogue. That's in Ondangwa, one of the
Right.
best clubs. If you go in there, you might think you are in USA or whatever. You feel like you're not in Ondangwa. You know, the club is just too nice. You want to, when we're closing,
Are those the
when we're
nice
closing
clubs
down,
we
you
used
just
to
want
go
to
in
say,
Joburg?
guys, let's go until the next morning. Uh,
Is it better? Is it better than those clubs we used to go to in Joburg?
yeah, you remember, you see, yeah, you remember. You see, anyway, you taking me to one of those clubs, you see, it also inspired me, you know, they say when you don't travel, you won't really know
Yeah.
what's going on. You see, I had to go and see this club. This is what you even saw me trying even to ask the guys, you know, can I employ you in Joburg, speaking just to the people, trying even to, you see, yeah, so
Yeah, I remember.
wherever I go,
I remember you were just there looking at the designs and the colors and things and the stripes and the lights.
in the
I'm like,
colors,
yeah,
talking to the DJs, talking to
right.
the DJs, talking to the workers, because
Yeah,
anyway, when I'm on the other side, I'm free, you understand, because not a lot of people know me. So I'm free
right.
to do whatever I want. Here, even if I hold a beer, I'll be on Twitter already now. Like, is it drunkard? If I speak to a girl, he was cheating. You see, it's on the other side, free of charge. You see.
Oh, church. And your music studio?
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm building a studio, but I'm not done yet with it, because I spend most of my time in the printing shop, the clothing, and
Right.
all that. Yeah. So music, I'm not really at the moment in time like inspired really to go into the studio. So I just don't know why I'm not really inspired to go in, and record. Uh, but probably maybe it's because of my my thinking is elsewhere. Like I
But
told
weren't
you,
you
I spend more time on clothing.
but weren't you promoting artists and under your brand, etc.?
Yeah, I have artists. I have artists. I only have two artists, which is KingTeeDee, that have never released an album. I only did for the last 4 years. I only did, I think, about two singles that were out. I've got KPLS, um,
Yeah.
but KPLS is more is on his record label. 1 feet. I mean, 1 foot on Mshasho. Yeah.
Yeah.
So most of the time it's maybe pushing KP, or directing in which way to go. And I get back, because he's the one normally that will be like, please, man, don't get back in the studio, please. And he gets
Yeah.
angry, you understand? But
Yeah.
I'm not really inspired. I'm not really
But
inspired to go back in the studio.
but I think if because you build a brand and a big fan base, isn't
Yeah,
that an area to explore and sign up a couple of young artists and
yeah.
mentor them and bring them up?
I've, I've got. I always want to do that, but sometimes it's a lot of work, and sometimes also
Right.
artists don't really appreciate what you do for them. You see, you take them from 0 to 100. When once they get to 100, they feel like he can go. Even, you see, they don't really appreciate like how we started. So I'm not really into pushing them that much. Because it's not only one person; it's a couple of guys that when you put them on, they start having big heads and all that. They start calling you names that never existed. Yeah, so
Mm, mm,
I'm cool with
mm.
that. At the moment, I'm cool with that. I'm doing. The only thing is that it's just that. I feel bad for my fans, you know, because they've been hungry for my music for so long. And well, 4 years is
Absolutely.
quite a lot. Yeah,
Absolutely.
but I'm blessed to have them because they don't really give up on me, and most of the time they keep pushing me. Please, we need. If you can see now, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
in
a
the
bit here
studio.
still. Yeah,
No, no.
you can see I've got some stuff written here, so it's yeah.
What is that?
Music, music is music is my first love. It's the one that opened doors
Of
for
course.
everything that I have. The clothing line, the club,
Okay.
me traveling around the world. If it wasn't for music, I
Yes.
wouldn't have been
Yeah.
doing what I'm doing today.
But in your view, why is it important to diversify?
You see, one clever person in the past. I've never met that person. You've never met that person. Probably our forefathers never met that person. So that person came up with the phrase that don't put one egg. All the eggs in one basket. You understand? If one crash, if all crash, you understand? So what will you be left with? You understand? And also in music, you see a lot of artists that trust so much their their talent, they don't want to do something else. For me, I got inspired by a lot of artists that were there before me. Did it. 50 Cent did it. Is into now.
The G-Unit
Um,
and Bad Boy
yes,
Productions and all those
Jay
things.
Z. There's a
Right.
lot of artists, even in South Africa. There's quite a lot of artists that did that. That are diversifying, you know, because sometimes as artists we travel a lot. This show to another show to another show to another show. And if a car crash and your leg is gone, how are you gonna jump on stage? How are you gonna jump on stage? If you travel a lot and your neck, what are you gonna do? You can't sing anymore. What are you going to do? In a sense, and probably something might happen to you at the time when you are maybe about to pick up, or maybe you are fading out. And after that, what will you do if you didn't have anything to fall back on? And plus, also me, I dropped out of university, and I don't really want to see myself doing what suffering, or my family suffering. That's the reason why I diversify. And our population is so small. Our population is so small that music can't really give you everything that you want. You see,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
probably in South Africa you release one hit song, like for us that we've been in the music industry for the past 15 to 20 years. If
Yes.
we're living in a different maybe population with what we are doing now, we could have been much
You
more
could be a
thousand days, millionaire, billionaires.
multi-millionaire.
You understand? Yeah, so now you have to diversify. You understand? You make money from here, you make money from there, you make money from here, you make money from here. So
Yeah.
if I'm not booked for a show,
Yeah.
something is
Yeah.
still coming in. If this one
Yes.
is failing, something is coming in. You understand?
Yes.
I
Yes.
also gotta send my kids to school. I've got the house that I'm paying off every month. You understand?
Yes.
I've got car need petrol. You see all these things. And
Yes.
how many times does one get shows in Namibia? You understand? It's just
Of course. Of
here
course.
and there, and it's just
Yeah.
probably in a month you might get even 2 shows, 3 shows. So you have to do a lot of things. You see. So that's
Yeah.
why I've decided I'm going.
That's
Plus,
true. That's true.
having a brand, it's I wanted to be out there while I'm me. You understand? I wanted to, and the reason why also I tried to push the brand is I was like, what if music stops? Let me try and concentrate maybe on this brand for the next 5 years. Let me see if I don't do music, if I can survive. I survived without doing music, only surviving from the brand and different stuff. So
Wow.
it worked
Wow.
out. Yeah.
Wow. No, that's completely so true. I mean, one of the biggest investors, I think that somebody said you must have multiple sources of income. Um, Basically what you're saying, don't put your eggs in one basket. So in your view, what other options do musicians have? Because a lot of musicians are stuck in their mind in terms of I can only do music. What ideas could you
No,
share with your fellow artists, your fellow musicians, what they can look at?
musicians are normally stubborn. You see,
Okay.
because they feel like, yeah, I sing, I make people happy. You see, they spend most of their time in studios, you see, or spend most of their time drinking, sleeping around, you know, because everybody wants to hang with them. You see, everybody wants to hang with a star. So they might offer you all these free things, and you even forget that, and you might think even at the end of the day that this is how you're going to live for the rest of your life. But somehow,
Right.
for me, I came up with this thing like, while you are busy wasting time, there's somebody out there that wants your place.
Right.
You see, there's somebody that wants your place, and for sure, somebody's gonna get it right and get you off that chair if you're wasting time.
But
So,
what are the things that they can look at, for example, though? I know you say they are
excuse me.
stubborn, but I know you're saying they are stubborn, but I think we need
Yeah.
people like you who can live now by example. We need to start changing the narrative and inspire them and start talking as much. What are the options that they can look at, for example?
It's very difficult to understand to change them, especially if they hang with if your manager is already dumb and you just think what you're doing is right. If you're fighting, you just saying, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. Luckily, me, I don't have a manager. You know, for the past,
Yeah,
I think
that's
I
strange.
don't have
Yeah.
a manager. You see, I had managers, but you understand, they were limiting me, and
Okay.
they were not giving me what I really wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, so I decided to do it on my own, and I'm doing great without them. You see, here I am
So
doing.
are you saying don't have a manager? Are you saying get a good manager?
No, you can. Not everybody can manage themselves.
Okay.
Not everybody can do it. You understand? Because you're multitasking.
Yeah.
You see, you're multitasking. But for me, I do it right.
Yeah.
So to change an artist really to do all these things, some artists they've got nice brands, you know, that you can live from. You can also see people are wearing brand, but what these artists do, look at me.
Yes, Mshasha.
You can't see me without
That's
Mushasha.
right. I still
And
need to
what's the use of you are
pick up my
singing
drip though. I
and
need to pick up my drip.
you are having a brand and you are selling it to your fans, but you don't wear it. What's the problem with it?
Yes. You are
You
wearing
rather wear
Adidas
Gucci,
or Nike.
you rather wear Louis Vuitton, you rather wear Louis Vuitton's just started just like Mushasha started, you understand? Here I am now
That's right.
competing with bigger brands. You see,
That's right.
so there's a lot of ways where artists can live from. You understand? Being endorsed by big companies.
Right.
Um, um, there's a lot of ways because artists, especially if you're loved, there's a lot of things that you can do. If you open up a club, people wanna come there because it belongs to Dalton. And I think Dalton is cool. I'll go support. If I come up with a brand, I'll wait because I love his music or I like the way he behaves. All these kind of things. It's everything is almost in your favor. But the problem with artists is either they will want to beef with somebody to be seen that they are better than you.
Okay.
You see,
So
if they are not getting recognized.
You are saying they have a platform to create a brand, and that's an opportunity on its own already.
Exactly. Because let me give you an example. You find there's one soccer player that came up with something like CR7, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo, yes.
You understand? He knew that people love him so much, and he was thinking beyond. He came up with a brand, and all his supporters are wearing his. If you check in Portugal, is that one of the biggest,
merchandise,
biggest shop, selling his merchandise, everything of his. That's an opportunity. That's an opportunity because it's easy also to do marketing because we're always in people's faces. If they see you wearing it, they will do it. If you cut yourself a certain style like this, those that follow you, they will do it. So there's a lot of things that you can get away with. But most of the.
I think it's also got a perfume brand. Are you also looking at a perfume brand for yourself?
Yeah, I tried to do that. But first we wanted to do that long time ago. Me and you know Huama?
Yeah. Kwama, the restaurant,
Yeah,
or Kwama, the person.
yeah, we wanted to do something like that in those days, but it didn't work out. Um, everything
Right.
have a reason why. Probably in the future I might try and do that, but for now, and for me to do that, I'll need a lot of
Yeah.
investments. You see, because I can't just. I'll need probably you to team up with me. You say, okay, I've got my brother. I've got 5 million sitting here. I've got 10 million sitting here. It's not doing
Yeah.
any justice for me. Why
Somewhere,
if
yeah. It's
from
not
this
doing
10 million I
anything.
give
Just
you this 3 million?
under the cover.
I put it into that. Let's create this
Call
thing.
me after the show,
Yeah.
okay? Call me after the show.
you see,
Let's say
there's quite a lot of things. There's quite a lot of things that I would love to do, but you understand, it's just pocket wise. You see, that is, and I don't really want to use bank money because otherwise, because I'll just be every time paying the bank. Well,
right.
you see,
Right. You want to look at
yeah,
equity, for example.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah. So I think in like 2004, when we introduced the Mshasho brand, I think it was as a Sanlam NBC Music Award. You came with like a
yeah,
T-shirt there that says Mshasho, and we're like,
yeah.
yo, Mshasho. So was that like the birth of your clothing brand? Did you already know you wanted to take it somewhere far, or were you just having fun with a T-shirt?
At the beginning, I was just having fun,
Right.
but also, you know, they say when you start something, you are inspired by somebody. For me, I was inspired by. I used to follow too much of Dr. Dre. You see,
Yeah.
and after Dr. Dre, I started seeing PDD. He came up with Sean John.
Yeah.
50 Cent came out with Unit. And
Yeah.
when 50 Cent came out with Unit, I got more inspired because 50 Cent used to carry guns all over. And for me as a youngster, I was like, this is cool. This guy is very, he's like,
Take out your gun.
he's
Take
very
out your
gangster.
gun.
Yeah, you see, normally young kids are always inspired by thugs. Somebody who's dangerous. Even the heroes in the movies, they like
Yes.
those kind of people. So for me, I was like, oh, this guy is cool. So
Yeah.
after I left my first record label that released my first album. I was like, okay, I must start my own.
Yeah.
By looking at this, and all the time used to carry a
Yeah.
shotgun. Every time he's with a shotgun. So I was like,
Yeah. You did a song.
Mshasho. Let me
You did a song
turn
together,
it
right?
into a Shiwambo Mshasho. Huh?
Yes.
I
Say
didn't
that
I didn't
again,
hear you.
Doc. So is that what
No.
inspired that song? Take out your gun.
Yeah, Take Out Your Gun was inspired also by Mshasho itself, because like I told you, when 50 Cent came out with guns, everything was just that. Even my record label, I named it after a gun, but I just took out the O and the U, and I just make it Mshasho. So after that,
Okay.
you see, while everybody was wearing suits at the music awards, I decided I'm just gonna wear my T-shirt. And
Was that what?
I didn't have a plan of selling. I didn't have a plan of selling. I just wanted to wear something that is my brand. But the next day after the music awards, when I won,
Yeah.
everybody just started asking, where can you get those T-shirts? Where can you? So which means TV did for me justice, because everybody saw on TV
Yes.
Mshasho, the signature,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
the rest is history. After that, I started selling. And here we are today.
Is that the day? Did you say something about a blade that day? No.
Was it?
Did you say something about a blade that day? Oh, was that
Swallow
part
the
of
blade.
Yeah, was that part of the publicity stunt for the brand? Was that the same day you were wearing
No,
the
no, no, no.
T-shirt?
You see, swallow the blade was more. You see, that day I didn't really want to go to the awards, because for me, I'm
Okay.
not really a person that like too much limelight. Although I'm into the limelight, you have never seen me even on the red carpet, even
Right.
at the Namas whatsoever. You hardly see me taking pictures and all those things. I don't really like doing that. Yeah, so that I was just tired of people what they were writing on social media when you're on radio, the way they swear at you as if they know you.
Okay.
You know, they just speak as
Gotcha.
if they know you. They've never met you. A
Yeah.
lot of people, I'm telling you, they say dog is rude, dog is what,
Yes.
but it depends on how you approach me. If you approach me very well, I'll be able to treat you like a king or a queen. But if you just approach me like, hey you, I'll also return the you to you because you know I'm not your playground. So
Gotcha.
that day, I think it was just too much into me. I was like, everybody that doesn't like me, I've got the award now. I've got it. If you don't like it, we're gonna complain in the newspapers. Swallow the blade.
Right.
So, and I was that time. I think I was given the award by the prime minister, now the
But the Prime
president. So
Minister,
everybody was like,
yes.
yeah, you cannot,
Yes.
you cannot talk like that in front of the prime minister. You must go apologize. And I didn't want. I was like, what I've meant is what I've meant, because you see, why should I apologize for saying swallow the? I didn't insult anybody.
Yes.
I didn't use the F word. I just said, if you don't like me, do this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So while we edit, can you quickly explain your laugh? Where does it come from?
The what?
Your laugh. Your laugh. The way you laugh. Okay. Why do you laugh like that?
No, you must ask God, why did you give this guy? And sometimes it annoys. You know, when you enter offices, some ladies will be like, oh, laugh for me now. How should I just start laughing out of the blue?
Can you laugh for us?
There's
now,
not.
Can you laugh
Hey. You see, sometimes it annoys, especially ladies. Ladies are always laugh for me, and kids laugh for me. I want to make that the ringtone. I'm like, hey, your boyfriend is.
You know, you can actually make money out of it. That's another business opportunity, by the way. but it could, you could patent that and make it a ringtone.
Yeah, I'll try it, my brother. I'll try it. Me and you can talk. You said you've got 20. You've got 20 million somewhere there sitting, so we can do that.
You don't need money here. You just speak to MTC,
no.
And then partner with MTC. They will take it on and sell it with credit. We will buy it.
So imagine your phone call coming in is somebody's laugh.
Yeah, look, MTC's got 2 million subscribers. They promote it on their network.
Yeah.
Everybody buys it for $10. 1 million people, you make 10 million out of your laugh. How's that?
Imagine if somebody even if just 50,000 people buy it, you didn't have that money.
It's true, but when you do that idea, please, I want my commission. I gave you the idea.
Let's go back to the questions.
So tell me, so about 2 years ago, you did open a shop in Walvis Bay and one in Windhoek, I think, for your branding. Or how many shops do you have? I think you have some retail shops. Can you tell us about?
My first shop was in Walvis Bay. I think it only lasted for a year because that time I was also new in business. I was learning a lot. You see, everything that you do, you've got to learn. Yeah. Sometimes you fall just to
you take it as a lesson. Every failure should be a lesson.
It's a lesson, yeah. So when it closed, the person that I've trusted there on the other side, was messing up everything, you see.
Okay.
Because I'm in Windhoek, so then I tried to open one in on Gwediva. On Gwediva, the same thing. Most of the time, the person that I left there, you see, when he wants girls or when he wants people to buy him alcohol or whatsoever favors, he will give them the t-shirts from there. Or sometimes when you come, people complain that these t-shirts were worn by somebody and all that. All those things started playing around. I closed it. Then I decided to go with Street House.
Right.
You see, because sometimes try very hard. A lot of people want jobs, but when you give them jobs, they mess up. They become too comfortable. They mess up,
Right.
and they go back to the streets. Yeah. So I decided to go with Street House, where I'll only supply Street House, and Street House sent to all their shops. They had I think about 70 shops in the country. For me, it was good because I had footprint everywhere. You see,
Yeah.
and when I was when I was coming up, um, I approached. There was a time I was approached by Street House or somebody that had a shop. If it's not Street House, it's somebody. But back then, somebody wanted to buy Mshasho for 30,000.
The brand. I'm losing.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Hello. Can you hear me? Okay, so yeah, but so
Yeah.
that was a good strategy because you didn't have to worry about paying rent and all of those things at shops.
Yeah.
So you distributed your products to existing infrastructure.
Yes. Although I wanted to have my own shop, with the Mshasho written there. So for me, it was very easy because I'll just give them. They got everything already in those guys have been there for years. Yeah. After they closed down,
Okay.
I was like, I'm not really gonna open a shop anymore. I'm only gonna be
Okay.
distributing, and it's much cheaper. Although I wanna open the shop and also employ people for now, but I'm a bit moving towards
Okay. So
this online shops because you see,
okay. So
online shops where,
your
where you just have
distribution
a warehouse.
strategy at the moment.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it's better maybe just to have everything
Okay.
here, then you just send to whoever that needs it, and it's working very well. Whoever that
Okay.
I'm telling you, if you want something, you will get it. If you want a Ferrari and it's in South Africa, you will get it here in
Okay.
Namibia. So it's the same thing here. If you want it, we'll send it to you, either in Okahanja, whether you're in Japan, whether
Yeah.
we can send it worldwide.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you don't have any physical shops anymore. You just distribute online,
I
and I think that's the future
have
now.
I operate more from
Okay. Okay. Oh yeah. No. 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 Yes. Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Yes. But you are not focusing on the brick and mortar. You want to ship it to different people, and I think that's the future. If you look at guys like Elon Musk with his Tesla
yeah,
car, he's one of the few guys that
yeah,
don't have shops where they display their cars. You actually have to order the car online. You can customize the car
yeah,
online and etc. And now it is the biggest car brand in the world.
yeah, yeah.
It's
So
more than
I think
their own
everybody,
cars, and it's only a few years old.
most of the people are doing so. You see, it's cheaper. It
Yes.
save costs, like rent. Because most of the time, what kills a lot of businesses is rent. It's like you're just working for for,
For the
for the
landlord.
owner of the building,
Yeah.
yeah, for the landlord, and you when you go home, you can't even kiss your wife
Yes.
anymore because you are stressed. All the money went.
Absolutely. No, you're right, man. You're right. You're right. Tell me,
Yeah.
apart from Namibia, are you expanding your brand in other neighboring countries, the bigger economies, South Africa,
You see,
Nigeria?
I was so fortunate, I'll say I'm lucky with my brain. I don't really know how it is working or how I feel like I'm blessed. You see, I get orders as far as South America.
Wow, that's good.
South
That's
America,
good.
South Africa, Botswana, Tanzania. I think Tanzania is because I did a song with Diamond Platnumz. People got to know me and they started
Diamond.
looking out.
Somebody.
Yes, and for me that one was
Right,
a
right. No,
strategic move. You
that
understand? For me, that was
100
a move
makes
that I
sense.
wanted to see to push Mshasho on the other side. You know, sometimes when you work with a
In
bigger
the
person,
east, in the east.
their friends start to learn who's this guy that is working with this bigger guy. Who's this guy? They start, oh, is that this? So people
Yeah.
started ordering stuff from that side. Nigeria also started
Right.
ordering from that side. The problem that we are facing now is just
COVID.
supply. You know, the market is becoming too big, too big, too big, but we can't supply. You know, like for the people in South America, they saw the
Right.
brand on Alibaba. On
Oh,
Alibaba,
you're on Alibaba as well. That's
so they
nice.
saw it there when I went on there. They started, you know, can you say there was a shop that wanted about 100 to 150 caps to go sell on the other side, and they don't even know what it is. They just like what they see there, and maybe they want to sell on there. The problem that we're facing now is just um,
Capacity.
supplying the demand, because
Right.
the demand is growing and growing and growing and growing, because I don't
But
want
but
one
but if
day
right.
I regret that, oh, I could have done it. That's why sometimes I'm offering shares. Somebody can just buy shares or just invest in it in the company,
Right.
and
Right.
yeah, but we'll get there,
But
we'll
but
get there.
but if you get an order like that, why can't you just outsource that part quickly and make the caps? Why do you have to decline an
Yeah,
offer of that much?
no, I don't. We don't decline. Sometimes we do. You see, let alone Namibia is already big. You understand? The demand here is already big. You
Okay.
see, here the
Okay.
demand is already big now. Going outside the country again, that is also another. You see, for me to cater, let me say, all these people, probably I need about uh, 5 million around there to 10 million there. You know, for me to be able to do all
Yeah.
this. You know, because these things
But
are a bit costly. If you
but
really
it,
want
mhm.
proper, and I believe that I can compete with any brand, and I can
Okay.
compete with any.
Okay.
Not I can. Mshasho can.
Okay. Are you there?
I'm here.
I was losing you for a while. No, I was telling the listeners, the viewers, if there's any question they want to ask you, please, they must feel free. So another question that I want to ask you: how do you separate the Mshasho brand from KingTeeDee as a person?
How do I separate the two?
Mm-hmm.
You see, TD is an artist.
Mm-hmm.
He does music. He does music.
Okay.
He's a brand is a brand on his own. Mshasho is a company.
Okay.
You see,
Okay.
Mshasho is not a person. Mshasho is a company.
Yeah. So
KingTeeDee is
right.
an employee from Mshasho Records. Yeah.
Right.
Moroki is the CEO of Mshasho Records
Right.
and the clothing line. So it's it's easy. You see,
Yes. No. One thing I must.
although some people, especially artists from outside Namibia, or even some people.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we lost you there, but let's move on. Yeah, network is a bit bad. Let's try
Yeah,
maybe just one or two questions. Okay. Yeah. There was a time you had a bottled water project and a mobile phone range. Can we still buy those
yeah.
things?
What's that?
Can we still go buy Mshasho phone and Mshasho water?
Yeah, I had Mshasho water,
Mm-hmm.
and when I did Mshasho water, I did it very. You see, if you saw that water bottle was really one of the kind, of I think it was just one of the best bottles. You see, because for me, when I do things, I want to do them proper,
That's right.
and I do them proper. But the problem that I had, I even had to sell my first Audi. See, I sold my first Audi, the white one that had the Mshasho number plate. I sold it, and I put everything
Wow.
into the water. I think that
Hmm.
from the north or somebody orders what, I
Yeah.
didn't have transport to transport this. So it was like I was just hiring trucks to transport water, but I wasn't really making out anything. So I decided, like, let me close this business for a while, and then maybe push it later when I have my own transport. So the dream is not yet dead of Mshasho water.
Okay.
It will pick
Okay.
up one of the good days, because at least now you can at least buy a small car and you can transport the water here and there. So
Okay.
it's I'm
No.
still that dream is still there.
And the mobile one?
For the phone, for the phone, um, it was costing me too much. Although a lot of people wanted it, it was too much for me to. I was doing it with a friend of mine,
Mm-hmm.
but a friend of mine, when we got that this is how much to put into this project, starting like um, uh, disappearing. So it disappeared
Yeah.
until today.
It's an expensive business. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's an
so I was
expensive
left alone.
business.
I was left alone. I had the idea, and he was pumping
Right.
money. So
Right.
I think maybe he had other
Right.
things to do with the money. So
Right.
that dream didn't pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably one day. But I don't want to do a lot of stuff now. Let me
Okay.
just
Got
succeed
you.
on one thing, and then this one thing
Okay.
will keep giving birth to
Got
other
you.
stuffs.
Got you.
Yeah,
You seem to have a very strong work ethic. Where does that come from? It seems to be a very hard
I
worker.
don't know.
Where does that come from?
You know, from the village, to from where I came from, you see, we're always encouraged to always work. And
All right.
when I chose to do music, a lot of people don't know about this. When I left music to do, when I left university to do music,
Mm-hmm.
I was called I'm using drugs, you see, from my family, because you know every that time when
Right.
everybody's telling you the truth, I've never tasted drugs till today. Alcohol I've done, yes, but drugs
Yeah.
till today
Yeah.
it never went to my body.
Yeah.
So
That's
for
good.
5 years, my family never wanted to speak to me. So I was called like, this is a thug. So I decided,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
maybe let me
Yeah.
just try and work hard to show them that this is what I really want to do. This is what I really want to do. When I left,
Yeah.
released my first album, because I promised myself that I really want to show them that this thing is possible. This is really what I want to do. And
Mm.
after I released my first album, the first money, not the first album, we didn't get no money,
Mm-hmm.
and I sold about 2 to 4,000 copies. We didn't get
Mm.
money
Wow.
from that first album. The second one, also we didn't get any money. Take Out Your Gun and Shimalo Salada, we didn't get no money
Mm.
from it, not even from the shows.
Wow.
Um, and I was like, I now if my family hear that this is not a
Yeah.
success,
They're
although
like
the
we were
album was
telling
very,
you.
although
We
the
were
al-
telling you.
although
Yes.
the album was although the album was very
Was
successful, you know,
pumping.
it
Yeah.
played everywhere.
Yeah.
Uh, Out of the blue, another project came that they wanted us to do. We paid, I think, about $30,000 back then to do the
That's a
Swapo
lot of money.
project.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it was a lot of money to do the Swapo project. It was
Yeah.
30,000. So Mr. Walenga approached us. Can you guys, we want to do this? Pohamba is getting
Wow.
on. We wanted some youth, and you guys, young people,
Did you make a
look up
copy
to
of
you.
that? You
So
should
we
have
did
made
it.
a copy of that check and put it on your in your office.
You couldn't think, my friend, that time. You see, you saw the money, you saw 30,000. We're like,
You should
yay!
have made a copy
Yeah.
of the check.
So that so with that money, what I did, we left that first um, the first record label we had. So we
Mm-hmm.
decided to go different ways, you know. So Gaza was me and Gaza decided like so since we didn't get money from that, let's just also just go our ways.
Right.
We started GMP, I started Mshasho. So I invested that
Mm.
30,000 in there, and the change that I got from there, I bought my family, I think, few jukeboxes. You see,
Mm-hmm.
so when I gave them at least those two jukeboxes, you know, they were like, "Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's working, eh? So this guy is
That,
really working, yeah.
that's
So
good.
he's even buying these machines." So I was like, "Okay,
Wow.
guys, all the money that you invested in me since primary school to university, if you lost it, here's a jukebox.
Yeah.
There are jukeboxes here. So I'll
Yeah.
always give you all the music that you need, all the
Yeah.
money. So don't complain about me. I'm going my way. I'm going to do
Mm.
what I like."
Yes.
So from
But
there we started talking. That was now after 5 years, five years of not
wow.
talking.
Imagine.
You see,
But you
five
know
to three years of not talking. So that's
that that's very. I mean, I take my head off for you to have a dream and
uh-huh.
go for it, especially in Namibia, for example. As an artist, people don't take you seriously, but you went there and you were determined
Yeah.
and you wanted to do this, and eventually you succeeded. And you know what what that did? It opened so many doors for other aspiring artists, people who wanted to follow their dreams. They looked at the dog. They looked at all of you guys who have pioneered this industry. So that alone, you know, I take your head off for you, my brother, and keep
Yeah.
inspiring. Yeah,
So I had to do it, you know. So from there, I
yeah,
was like, you know, I think that's where my work ethic came from. Like, you know, I don't really wanna
yeah.
give up. And also when my daughter got born, you see, I was like,
Of
I
course.
need to work for this kid, you know. I need to work for
Yeah,
this kid. And
yeah, yeah,
see, and every idea I get, I try it out. Even if it fails, and or even
yeah,
people laugh at me. Even when I came with the water, people were like, this guy just
Yes.
wasting time and what. But when the water came, and a lot of people when they heard that I'm coming up with the water, some of them even
Yeah.
released the water before me. Yeah,
Yes.
but
Yes.
they didn't know that what I was working on was beyond that.
Tell me
You see,
how important is branding to you?
branding is
And
very important. Branding is very important. It's identity. You see,
okay.
For me, I like branding myself wherever I go. Whether I'm going to a meeting to meet Bill Gates, whether I'm going to
Yeah.
meet um, just
Yes.
an ordinary person, whether I'm going, I need to brand
Yeah.
myself. You know that's
Yeah.
I need to be
Yeah.
seen that
Yeah.
he believes in this. You know, the more you,
Okay. Okay.
I believe in branding, I believe in advertising. You know, I believe in anything that help to
But
push the business up there.
what value does branding add?
What value does it add? What would I say it adds?
Because I'm looking at, for example, if I look at a Louis Vuitton cap and a non-branded cap, or
Mm-hmm,
that has some other name that we don't know,
mm-hmm,
but it's the same quality, probably made from the
mm-hmm.
same factory in China. You pay
Mm-hmm.
quadruple the price of the one that says LV. Why are you paying for that price? Uh,
It depends on who, like for that it depends on who you associating your brand with. You see, like Louis Vuitton, they associate themselves with
okay.
rich people. You see, they
Way. So I guess right.
it makes you feel like you belong to this certain type of group. You know, like somebody who wear Gucci,
So
it
okay.
feels
So
like yeah,
let's yeah.
it feels like he's also at that level
Yeah.
of let me say a rich person.
Yes.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
So that so that's the value, I
branding
guess, that it adds.
it adds value to your product. It adds value to
Yes,
your
I get
product. You know, because for me
proper,
nowadays,
proper.
if I'm wearing a t-shirt that is not branded. If
Yeah.
I'm wearing a t-shirt that is not branded, a person sometimes I feel like I'm naked. You see, I feel like I'm naked. I feel like I'm not wearing something right.
Gotcha.
You see that?
Got you.
You see,
Got you.
and
But
if
how
I
do
walk around people always have to look at me like, is that awesome Shasho? Where is it written? They're always trying to find out where is it written.
yeah,
You
where is
see,
it coming
so
from, Shasho? Yes. But
yeah,
how do you ensure that whatever decisions you made in your personal life doesn't affect your brand negatively?
it you know what you do, what you do, uh, um, uh, it affects, especially, for example, there was a time that I was involved in the car accident.
Right.
Do you remember? Yeah, that was something very, very negative, you see, and a lot of people,
Okay.
they always refer you to that, you know, Mshasho, what, Mshasho. And some people also, sometimes,
Yeah.
especially if you're involved in a lot of negativity, a lot of people
Yes.
don't really want to be associated with you. You see,
Yeah. So how do you
they
keep
don't
away
really
from
want to
those
be
things?
associated with.
How do you
Yes,
ensure that
exactly.
Mhm. How do you
Like for me,
okay,
I
so
don't
go
really
ahead.
have a lot of friends. I
Okay.
don't really have a lot of friends. In the past, I had a lot of friends, and due to some to do stuff that you really don't really have to. You see, especially when you're in the limelight,
Okay.
some people will always want to have you out. Some people want to hang with you because they want girls, because girls hang with you. Girls
Yeah.
want you, so he wants also girls. So
Yeah.
you'll end up every night in
Gotcha.
clubs. Fights might break out in clubs, and
Mhm.
sometimes you're not involved
Yeah.
in these
Yeah.
fights because of the
Yeah.
people you were with. they will say KingTeeDee was there, KingTeeDee, or they will,
Okay.
even social media would write, newspaper would write KingTeeDee involved in the fight, but KingTeeDee wasn't
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
So
see,
it's to choose
so
your
what?
friends
That's why
carefully.
I spend most of the time either home or doing things that I like. If I have to
Right.
choose friends, I have to choose friends that
Yeah.
directing me to
Yeah.
the, or that are
To
pushing
your
me.
vision of
You see,
life.
that will say, hey,
Yeah.
a person also that doesn't want to be associated with negative. If I'm doing something negative, you
Yes.
say, hey, bruh, that
Okay.
isn't cool. Whether I'm drunk,
Good.
or whether I'm drunk and I'm trying to do something stupid, he must just
Yeah.
pull me
Yeah.
out and say, bruh, let's get in the car and let's go. If you have to slap me, slap me. Let's just go. See,
Got your
but you
back.
find
Yeah.
people that you find people that don't really care about your image, your brand, whatever
Mm.
you do. If you say, let's beat up this guy,
Mm.
let's
Mm.
go, let's do it.
Mm. Mm.
Let's go get drunk and let's break this guy's car. They will do it, you know. So for me, I'm always
Mm.
cautious
Okay.
about
Perfect.
those kind of things.
So,
Because I know myself, I've
today,
got a short temper,
yeah, you should know yourself, of course.
so I keep
Absolutely.
away. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we almost coming to an end of our interview. Just one last question that I want to ask you. COVID
Mm.
19.
Yes, yes,
COVID
yes, yes, yes.
19.
I'm married. Yes, I'm married.
Shitty.
And happily married. Yes, that's it.
That's not the one I'm asking you. All right.
Okay.
COVID 19 has
Hmm.
affected a lot of artists,
Yeah.
musicians, for example. Now you can't do live shows, etc. So your income is limited, etc. What are some of the creative ideas that artists can come up with to, to survive in this pandemic?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. Repeat again. Repeat again. Just start again from the beginning.
Now, what I'm saying is, uh, it's not only artists that are having problems during this time, this pandemic. Everybody is having problem. From any business person,
Yeah.
everybody's affected in that. Yeah. From the musician, I think you asked me a question earlier this year. I mean, not this year, today, that diversifying.
Okay.
You see, uh, I think it's gonna teach a lot of artists to diversify, you know, because you don't know what comes tomorrow. If you're thinking, yeah, you've got a
Yeah.
hit song, and normally a hit
Right.
song can only last for a certain period of time. You see, either
Okay.
6 months.
Okay.
Um, After that, they need something new.
Yeah.
They need something new. So you have to rely on.
Mm.
You see, when I started this year,
Okay.
when business was going bad, I started doing masks. I don't do masks. You see, somebody just brought me a mask. Yeah, can you print this mask? So I printed it, and I was like, well, I can also do this for me. So I printed
Yeah.
Mshasha on it, and I put it on social media. Everybody started laughing at me. You are selling masks. Um,
Yeah.
you're making money off COVID. You're making. Are you not ashamed because of this?
Oh.
You see, for me, I saw an opportunity.
Yes. Yes.
I saw an opportunity. I saw an opportunity. Just after I started doing that, almost the whole country is now branding their masks. From what
Wow.
company to what company
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
what,
Yeah.
even other brands that were laughing at me. Everybody you see here,
Yes.
all their masks are branded. So for me, I saw
Yes.
an
I saw that.
opportunity. I took it, and now also a lot of people are coming to me to do their branding. So
Yeah.
I think it's just teaching a lot of people, not only artists, that you need
Yeah.
to diversify. When you see an opportunity, use
Yes.
it. See, use it.
Yes.
Because we're saying people were
Yes.
saying you are selling masks, and I was like,
Mm.
what's the difference between me and the pharmacy? The pharmacy doesn't give you free masks.
Mm-hmm.
You see, when you
Exactly.
go to the pharmacy, there's no
Yeah.
there's nobody that's gonna say, "Hello, you are dying from corona. Take a mask." They're not gonna do that. You have to buy that mask. So what's the difference with me doing that? And my company is not a charity organization that I can give free masks. I can give where I can.
Yeah.
You see, but I've got to survive. I've got a family employee to pay.
That's the spirit of an entrepreneur. You know, an entrepreneur is somebody that sees an opportunity where nobody can see. And for you to see that, that's a true entrepreneurship. Yeah.
Yeah.
KingTeeDee, we're coming to the
I
end
think yeah. I think a lot of artists now they'll try and see, like, because they were not used to this almost a year without having a show, especially if you got a hit song. Yeah. So a lot of guys have got hit songs, but even if you release it now, it's useless.
Yeah.
Even if you release it now, yes, some will buy it. Because most of artists don't really live from CD sales.
For music.
They normally live from because people can only buy your CD, let me say, for a month. After that, they start pirating it. Some people are banning it for free. The only way you can make money is only from performances. So now there are no performances.
From the
if you are renting,
of your show, of your
if
music,
you are renting, the landlord won't listen to your story that I didn't have a show, so you have to face the music. So I think, you see, even when they laugh at me sometimes when I'm doing my stuff, especially artists, I just look at them that open your brain, open your brain, open your brain, open your brain. You will see it one day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mshasho, it was recently named as the second most admired brand in Namibia by Brand Africa 100.
Yeah, I feel good. I want to say thanks to everybody that
it was also named as a #1 Africa brand in Namibia. You beat the MTNs and the DSTV Namibia. Yeah. So what you have to say about that, huh? Tell us what you feel about it.
I feel good. You understand? I feel blessed. You see, because most of the companies that were on that list that came out, most of the companies, they've got marketing budgets. You see, they've got all these huge budgets, marketing budget. Let's say, if you compare me to let me say one of the great brands, MTC, they've got, let me say, probably $1 billion just on marketing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see, they can market their brand anyway. When you just enter the airport, you might see them. When you open the newspaper, you see them. When you drive around, all the billboards, it's them. Switch on the radio, you hear something from them. All these companies are huge. For us, what we do, I spend most of my time on social media. You know, I post every time on social media because a lot of people nowadays, they don't really read newspapers. If any news that breaks out nowadays, even newspaper themselves, for them to break out the news, they have to break it out on social media for people to buy their product. So why can't I just not concentrate on social media, you see? Because for me, if a person tells me, you can't come to my interview, I don't mind. I've got social media. I can even do this now and push it to the people. So I feel great to be part of that. Winning or to be recognized by an international brand. International people, you know. And also to knock out some of the big companies. So for me, that shows that for me that shows that I'm doing something good.
Right.
People are seeing people that positive-minded people. They are seeing what people that want to invest in the brand, they can invest in it. You understand? If this adds value to my brand, and this is something I can show off to somebody that you see.
Absolutely.
This is what we just got. We are one of the. They would love to. They will look into it and say, maybe let me put a 200,000. Let me see how it works. Let me put a 2 million. Let me put, you know. So it's. I feel good. I feel good. Thanks to everybody that
Yeah,
pushed the brand to Shasha.
that's right. Tell me,
Thanks to everybody that pushed the brand to
how,
Shasha where it is today.
how often do you post, and also do you make money of your social media platforms through corporate sponsors, etc., and product placements, etc.?
Yes, 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 yes. You find people that want me to push their brands, you see,
Right.
that want their brand to be seen. So for sure, I'll charge you for me to push you because you see, it's business. It's
Yes.
business, you see. Because
Yeah.
everything I push, everybody will see.
Yeah. Yeah. What is the highest amount you've ever gotten paid for a post to push your brand? Call KingTeeDee.
Uh,
Quick question. What is the highest you've ever gotten paid for a post?
that I have paid or me got paid.
You got paid.
Woo! My brother, you want me to put me in problems? I can, I cannot really discuss that on because
Okay.
that's
But
private.
you
You see,
you got paid for a post. Like
that's
good money.
private. I can't really. I can't really say that's
Okay. Okay.
that's for me. That's for me. Otherwise, if I wanted people to know, I could have published that. You know, saying this
No,
is how much you can
I'm
pay me to
I'm
post it.
asking this because the other time before you told me you got about 30K for the other show you did. So I'm thinking
Uh,
maybe you can tell us how much you got paid for one single post once.
no, I'll say I'll inbox you and say this is what I charge. This is what maybe you see.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah.
No, but so you post every day?
Mostly every day. You know, I'm addicted to social media. Everything good that I do, I have to post it
Okay.
to push it out there. You
Why
see,
is it important to post every day?
and it doesn't cost you much. You know, you can have it's just data that you need. You know, and I'm not there every day. I just post something. Whoever likes it, likes it. Whoever comment it. The main thing is just that
Okay.
you have to see what I post. You have to see what I
Right.
post. I have to post. You know, if somebody
Right.
says I like posting too much, what are you doing? Why are you following me? If I
Yes.
post too much, unfollow me because I'm
Mm.
irritating. Me, I'm there for business. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. My brother, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything you want to say
Mhm.
on closing?
Maybe just to say thanks to Mr. Dalton.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And I just want to say everybody out there that is going through tough times, especially those ones in Barbers Bay, everything will be all right. We just have to stick to what we are told. You understand? Washing your hands and putting on your mask.
Mm.
Um, Sanitizing your hands. Also, this time is also time to think deep. You understand? To think deep. If you are studying, probably you can use this time because there's not too much movement. You see, um, you are not distracted by a lot of things. You see, you can read your books like you want to. You can, if you got a business proposal that you want to do. Me, I like. Uh,
Mm.
when I see something on social media that somebody done it that is from outside the country, I always like, let me try this here in Namibia.
Yeah.
I have a guy that always write proposals for me. You see, when I did the smart card proposal, they took it. And you see, we managed to cut about 200, we're now at 200,000, more than 200,000 people that are
Wow.
circumcised. You see,
Wow.
when
That's
I wrote the,
remarkable.
I wrote the proposal to Air Namibia for me to be the ambassador, they took it. You see,
Mm.
it's a lot of things that I do. You know, some because a lot of people would just say, this guy is favored. I don't see it just and people. I wait for people to call me. I
Yeah.
give ideas to go to a company and say, what if I do this for you? What if I do
Yes.
this? If they like it, they'll say yes.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good idea. Let's look into it. Yes, we want you. So, because I see a lot of artists always complaining, why is it only one person or why is it two people? When they
Mm.
see me getting this, Gaza getting that, we sit and write proposals and go into meetings. If you saw me today, I had a suit on. Yesterday I had a suit on.
That's right.
I go to companies. This is what I got
Yes.
to offer, guys. And if we can do it, we can
Yes.
do it. And
Yes.
if it goes through, it goes through. So during this time, it's time to think, because
Yeah.
uh, if your things goes well, or if you survive now, I
Mm.
think when business start going well, I think you do even much more better.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so
For
much,
me, for me, I was
King TeeDee.
for me. One last thing. For me, I was also inspired by you. In case you don't know,
Uh-huh. Okay, tell me.
when I was watching Generations, or when I
Right.
switch on my TV, DSTV, and I
Right.
see you on these huge companies adverts.
Right. Right.
I was like,
Don't
this guy
ask
is
me how
from
much I
Namibia.
get
This
paid.
guy, yeah, no, I won't ask. That's between you, because it's good for your family. You see,
Gotcha.
I was really inspired. Like, how did this guy manage to be doing international stuff, and you meeting also um, actors in the USA? You see,
Yeah.
you travel and meet all these people. So
Yeah.
it takes one to say, I'm gonna use this money
Yeah.
uh, and travel there and
Yeah.
see if they take me. If they take you for the first job and you do it right,
Yeah.
all the companies, or all the people start coming to you, because they see you can
Yeah.
deliver. You see, you can
Yeah.
deliver. You're just not the person that talks. And also they trust you with their money. If they give you the money, they will know that you're gonna
Yeah.
deliver. It's just not gonna buy a 63.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna spend more
Yeah.
money on women and drinking. You see, yeah.
Gotcha. 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 Gotcha.
Positive
Yeah.
thinking, and what
That's
you
true.
dream, whatever you dream of, whatever you believe in,
You can achieve it. Whatever
one
the
day is
mind
gonna
conceives, you
you're
can
gonna
achieve
you're
it.
gonna achieve it. Sometimes it's gonna, like, for us, it took us almost 13 to 15 years for like companies to really start working with us. You see, all those years, you can go to a company will just say no. If you go to this company, the company will say no.
Mm.
Go to this, it's just say no. Only now
Mm.
companies are coming to you. Can you do this for us? Can you do this for us? Can you do this? Because they see how many followers we got. How,
Yeah.
if we do these things, our followers do follow. Yeah, why not?
Okay. No, that's good.
Yeah.
So I would like to thank you, and I also want to tell our viewers that we'll try to make this a weekly discussion. Next week, I have one of the biggest actors from South Africa, and the week thereafter, another director from LA, etc.
You, you, you,
We're
you you must
gonna be so. Just keep following our
you must just send us the
our.
poster, my friend, so that we push.
I will appreciate that. I'll definitely send you the post. Yes. Thank you so much, Doc.
You see that?
Thank you so
Yeah,
much, King TeeDee.
that's one thing. That's one thing I forgot to do. Also, working together also make us more strong and more bigger. You see, if you see
That's
somebody's
true.
doing something, push the person. Uh,
That's true.
just don't be very jealous that I can't push it.
Yeah,
Maybe it's gonna get a lot of people. You do
that's true.
yours, we push you. Yeah.
Can I be your brand ambassador for your truck pens? I just want a couple of free truck pens. I will
Me,
be wearing them
I
for
won't
my
say
show.
no. I won't say no.
Okay.
My friend, I
I
don't know
need the
where you
green
end up.
drip. I need the yellow drip. I need the white drip. I need all of them drips that you have.
I'll deliver.
Very good. Very good. That will be nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So this show was brought to you by Dash Studio in collaboration with Jeremiah Arts. We are logging out until next Wednesday when we bring you another big artist.
I
Stay
would love to come. I would love to come back, and next time we must have something where people can call in also, and then yeah.
I must have a what?
We must have next time we must talk on something else, probably if
Absolutely. You just tell me what you want to talk about. Let's have a discussion.
Yeah. Thank you, my people. Thank you, my people. It was a nice discussion. I hope those that look up to me have learned something. Those ones that look up to me have learned something. A bit of a struggle that I went to make it where I am today. Um, um, yeah, should have in whatever you do, you're the reason why this brand is existing. Joseph said the album. Yes, I'm working on the album. You can see here. Let me see. Yeah, I'm back to the music. You guys do what you do best. Let's push this in Mshasho greater heights. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll have shares in Mshasho. Who knows? Maybe you're gonna be one of the biggest investor in the brand. Who knows? One day this brand will be sold to you. So it's not my brand; it's yours too. You'll be happy if you see you're in Germany and somebody's wearing it. You'll be like, wow, Namibia. If you're in wherever you are in the world and you see somebody, hey, Dibango, you're one of the guys that also inspired me. You understand? Um, Dibango hot dogs. You see, so you see how your business is doing. Don't give up. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll be the one doing all the tenders. Supplying all this. Don't give up. Don't give up. At first, when you started, probably they're laughing at you. He's selling food. Some of them are busy with drugs that were laughing at you. Some of them are busy with drugs. Some of them probably living a bad life, alcoholics. But you chose no. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And thank you for always printing with us at Dibango. I wish you all the best. Yeah, more success to you, my brother, and to everybody reading this. More success, more success. KingTeeDee, how do I get our beats to you? Do you produce or do you do what kind of music do you do? You can just inbox me on here on Instagram now, then we can chat underground there. You see. Call me. I'm with Robert right now here, King Gazi. Who's Robert? Which Robert? Which Robert? Composed by Mr. M. Yeah, just send me a bit on here on Instagram in my inbox, and then we can talk from there. If it's nice, I will try and talk. Yeah. Yeah, and when you start your product, don't worry. other people's things while you are selling people other stuffs. Wear your brand, love your brand, eat what you create. You understand? It might pay off. It might pay off. Matthew Mangula, Valves Buying. What's up? If you're in Valves Buy, take care, my brother. Take care. People.